Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to mute this track we just put in because it's a little silly. Let's go back to what we have. I'm going to pull this percussion stuff all the way through. I need to go back and turn on loop with it. And let's keep that going. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, let's listen one more time and then we'll come back to focusing on our vocals here. Let's hear from the top. Okay, so what I want to do next is see if I can use some warping techniques to make this a little more interesting for us. It's actually pretty darn interesting to me as it is. But one thing I'm going to try to do here is extend this last note out a little bit. Okay, so listen here. That's pretty short, that last note. Can I make it longer? Well, let's try. Okay, so we're looping it right now. What I just did extended the loop, so I don't want to do that. But I do want to open this a little bit more, which I don't think it's going to let me do. I could try to do this. So I'm going to select the clip plus some empty space and then Command J to consolidate it with that empty space just to extend the loop out a little bit, or the clip out a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to go in here. Now you'll notice that when I consolidated it got rid of all my anchors, right? I had a couple anchors in here because from the warping I was doing, but consolidating it just kind of wrote those into the clip. So I don't need them anymore. I can add more if I want though. And I'm gonna. So I'm gonna put an anchor right here. And that's kind of it. Well, an anchor right here. And now I'm going to pull this out. This is why I wanted the extra space. I'm going to pull this way out. Now that is a lot of stretching. Okay, I've really stretched that one pitch out. So it's probably going to have some artifacts in it. Artifacts are like little glitchy sounds that the computer puts in when it's trying to figure out something crazy, like what we just did. But let's hear it. Let me solo that so we can hear it a little bit better. Okay, so what we're hearing there is granulation. This is kind of one of the ways that warping works, is through these little things that the computer calls grains. We don't need to go into that quite yet. We will talk about that when we get into synthesizers, because that can be a really cool technique for creating sounds, for sound design, and things like that. So that each one of those little rhythms you heard in there was kind of a grain thing, which I kind of like. It's kind of a cool sound, actually. But if I want to tame it a little bit, I can try it with my warp modes. Let's go to Complex Pro and see if that smooths it out a little bit. Okay, so that definitely smooths it out, but it also added this higher buzzy sound. And that higher buzzy sound is another artifact. I could calm it down a little bit by not making it so extreme. Let's try it like that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. The closer I get, the better it's going to be. But I'm going to leave it way out because I kind of like that robot synthesis sound that it's doing. Let's hear it in context. Cool. So let's hear this whole thing that we've got so far. All right, pretty cool. Super dark. When I sat down to make this class, I did not plan on making something so dark and morbid, but so it goes. You never know what's going to happen here, so that's cool. Okay, so great. So in this video, what I was really wanting to point out, and I think I did, is we don't always have to warp perfect, right? We can do some of this really extreme work for added effects, for sound design, just to make cool sounds. And that's totally okay. Warping can be used as a creative tool. And don't forget it.